From the Tribune News Network, this is Newsbreak. I'm Krishna Russell. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis's announcement of a general election next month has distressed senior doctors who, along with other medical workers, have shouldered the burden of a COVID-19-induced near collapse of the nation's healthcare systems. Dr. Sabrika Pinder-Butler, president of the Consultant Physician Staff Association, said not only was the news ill-timed, but it was troubling because both private and public healthcare facilities were already overwhelmed. She said it was extremely frightening to come to grips with what now looks like an inevitable skyrocketing of COVID-19 cases in the lead-up to General Election Day on September 16th. Before Dr. Pinder-Butler's fears were laid bare, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pearl McMillan told reporters that officials were hoping that people followed measures put in place to safeguard against contracting the virus. Still, knowing all that election seasons usually entail, the CPSA president said healthcare providers are gravely concerned. Threatening a national strike, union leaders came out in heavy support of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union yesterday as its members walked off of the job for the second time in less than 2 months. Shortly after staff at Bahamas Power and Light reported to work, they walked out to protest alleged poor treatment by management and an incomplete industrial agreement that expired 4 years ago. Several unions came out to support the hundreds of workers who were outside BPL's Blue Hill Road office, and they made it clear that the country should brace itself for a national strike where unionized workers show their strength by withdrawing their services. Kimsley Ferguson, president of the Bahamas Public Services Union, was the first to hint of a strike. Mr. Ferguson accused the government of dismissive attitudes towards addressing the issues that concern workers in this country. 14 additional people have been added to this nation's COVID-19 death toll, according to data released by the Ministry of Health yesterday. This means 330 people have officially died from the disease since the start of the pandemic. 11 of the newly recorded deaths are from New Providence, and the patients' ages range from 33 years old to 84 years old. 7 of the New Providence deceased cases were women and 4 were men. The deaths occurred between August 13th to 16th. The 3 other deceased cases are Abaco residents, a 41-year-old Abaco woman who died on August 17th, a 52-year-old Abaco man who died on August 15th, and a 55-year-old Abaco woman who died on August 13th. The Ministry of Health also said 114 new cases were recorded on August 18th. 99 of those cases are in New Providence. The country now has 16,962 confirmed COVID-19 cases. However, only 2,961 are active. About 38,400 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine arrived in the Bahamas yesterday. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pearl McMillan said officials will now assess how to incorporate the one-shot vaccine into the schedule alongside Pfizer and Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. She added that the rollout of the second doses of the AstraZeneca will begin in those communities, and officials will then likely use the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, noting that in international news, President Joe Biden is pledging to all Americans still trapped in Afghanistan, "We will get you home." Biden also said Friday the United States is committed to evacuating all Afghans who assisted the war effort, a potentially vast expansion of the administration's commitments on airlift so far, given the tens of thousands of Afghan translators and others and their close family members seeking evacuation. Biden's comments at a White House news conference Friday came as the U.S. government struggles to ramp up a massive airlift clearing Americans and other foreigners and vulnerable Afghans through the Kabul airport, rescuing them from a Taliban takeover of that country. Anxiety in the United States over COVID-19 is at its highest level since winter, a new poll shows, as the Delta variant rages. More states and school districts adopt mask and vaccination requirements, and the nation's hospitals once again fill to capacity. The poll from the Associated Press also finds that majorities of American adults want vaccination mandates for those attending movies, sports, concerts, and other crowded events, those traveling by airplane, and workers in hospitals, restaurants, stores, and government offices. The Tribune's AccuWeather update, a service of Bahamas Power and Light Company. High pressure is dominating the weather across the Bahamas, while Tropical Cyclone Henry pushes shower activity and sea swells throughout the archipelago. Mariners should remain vigilant due to the threat of waterspout activity in or near heavy showers and thunderstorms. Swimmers and beachgoers should exercise caution along north and northeasterly beaches in rough surf and potential rip currents and sea swells. Residents are are advised to limit outdoor activities and remain hydrated due to triple-digit heat indices. For all areas, it'll be partly sunny, hot, and humid, with isolated showers and thunderstorms becoming fair and warm, with isolated showers tonight. Small craft should exercise caution. Winds light and variable in the Northwest Islands, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots in the Central Islands, and easterly at 15 to 20 knots in the Southeast Bahamas. Seas less than 3 feet in the Northwest, 2 to 4 feet in the Central Islands, and 4 to 6 feet in the Southeast Bahamas. For all areas, it'll be partly sunny, hot, and humid, with isolated showers and thunderstorms becoming fair and warm, with isolated showers tonight. Small craft should exercise caution. Winds light and variable in the Northwest Islands, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots in the Central Islands, and easterly at 15 to 20 knots in the Southeast Bahamas. Seas less than 3 feet in the Northwest, 2 to 4 feet in the Central Islands, and 4 to 6 feet in the Southeast Bahamas. Seas building up to 7 feet along north and northeasterly shores. We'll have a daytime high temperature of 91 degrees, a heat index of 104, and an overnight low temperature of 75. The sun will set this afternoon at 7:38 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:46. That's Newsbreak. Details of the day's top stories in the Tribune newspaper now on the streets, or stay up to date online at Tribune242.com.